just so scared of myself. I'm a monster. I'm a monster. I want to be a monster, and I need help. I think it was this morning. I was tempted to go into my mother's room and strangle her. I really wanted to, but I had to sit there and talk myself out of it. But I want to kill her. Sometimes I'll randomly want to kill other people, like strangers that don't even know me, that are innocent.
As a mother, I'm completely devastated and heartbroken. My 26-year-old daughter, Melissa, has not been herself lately, and I don't know why. There's been a complete mystery. About 3 months ago, completely out of the blue, I woke up and Melissa was gone.
She packed up and moved across the country, unfriended her entire family from social media.
What I found was a letter on my nightstand, and my heart dropped.
Mother, I'm sorry. One day, Dr. Phil will be able to help me, and you'll be able to understand why.
Growing up, Melissa was funny, adorable, just fun to be around.
Melissa, as she got into her teen years, she's really been quite challenged.
After graduating from high school, she really didn't have that much ambition.
Attempts to try and get Melissa engaged in. She just didn't seem to have so much interest.
Melissa does love video games and gaming. She plays for hours and hours. If you ask me, I feel like my daughter does struggle with self-esteem.
At this point, I want to know what's going on.
None of it made sense.
Well, it's good to talk to both of you, and I want to tell you that your daughter is listening, and you didn't hear some of the things that we were talking about before, and y'all are aware that your daughter has some dark moods. You know that she gets down on herself and depressed on occasion, right?
Yes.
But that's about the extent of what you know. Why do you think she's so focused on me being involved in this and y'all being here today?
I feel that she's very smart, very bright, and she knows you're very intelligent, and you have a great staff that has great help, can help her with therapy and counseling or whatever it is she needs.
What do you speculate that part of her is that she keeps hidden from you guys? Is anything in specific, or you think she's just...
It's a mystery. It's a mystery to me.
Right. But what you do know is that you have a loving relationship with her.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Yeah, and that she loves the two of you.
Yes.
What she suffers with are feelings towards herself.
I believe that, yes.
Yeah. You believe Donna focuses on Melissa's weight, and do you think that gets to Melissa?
I think it might, yes.
Yeah. Do you think it bothers her if you encourage her to get in shape, exercise, watch her diet, all of that?
Well, at the time when I would ask her to like exercise and try to eat healthy and stuff, I didn't really think of it as getting to her. I was just being a caring and concerned mother. But now looking back, I think it probably got to her.
So this is a huge mystery to y'all that you want solved. You want, whatever it is she's keeping inside, you want her to come forth with it, because there's nothing she could say or do that you would judge her about, that you would reject her about, that you wouldn't be willing to help her with.
Absolutely.
And that you don't want me to help her with, to guide her on, to give her whatever support that she might need, answer her questions or whatever. But there's nothing she could say that you would say, well, go back where you came from. I don't ever want to see you again. That's just, that's not one of the options in your mind.
Not an option at all.
But this is a huge mystery to you, and a huge mystery to you.
Yes.
But there's something seriously amiss here. And we're not leaving here today until everybody knows everything. I'm going to stay hooked up to this until we get everything on the table, so everybody knows what all's going on.
When it comes to what's going on with my daughter, I don't know. It's a complete mystery.
I talked with my daughter, Alyssa, on the phone most every day, just about, but I still don't know what's going on.
Melissa said that Dr. Phil is the only one that can help her. She feels she can trust Dr. Phil. I feel that Dr. Phil is able to get through to my daughter. I hope that he would be able to understand what she's going through.
What no one knows is that I've got deep, dark secrets that I've been hiding for years. What my parents need to know is that I'm a monster. I hate my mother and I hate my father. I want to murder my mother, my father, and my brother Mark. A few months ago, I told my mother that I wanted to hire a hitman to kill her. She thought I was joking, but I was dead serious. My mom is a bitch. When I was living at home with her, I had urges to suffocate her at night. My urges to kill my mother became completely uncontrollable. The real reason why I moved across country was because I wanted to kill her. These are the knives that I have, and I thought I was going to use them on my mother. I feel like in my mother's eyes, I'm nothing but a disappointment. I feel like she doesn't care about me. All she cares about is my weight. I've had thoughts of killing my father as well. When I'm around my father, I just feel so much hatred in my heart. For the past couple of years, I've been watching Dr. Phil on the internet. In 2016, there was an episode where Dr. Phil interviewed a girl who killed her mother.
Your family thinks this just came out of the blue, and I think it's important that they understand this didn't come out of nowhere. You did not have the right to decide for your mother when she ended her life.
When I saw that video, I saw myself in that girl. I realized that I really needed help. When it comes to Dr. Phil, I trust his judgment more than my own family. I've emailed Dr. Phil 393 times within the last year. I just hope that Dr. Phil can figure out all of this before it's too late.
Well, Melissa says she flew across the country 3 months ago to protect her family from her unsettling urges. Now, because we are following strict COVID safety compliance guidelines for our guests and staffers' protection, we could not fly Melissa to join us in studio today. But she is joining us via satellite. So, Melissa, hello.
Hello, Dr. Phil.
This has been a long time coming. You've written to me many, many times. You've been watching me on television, on the internet for quite some time, and you've really wanted to have this conversation. So this is that moment. What is it that you want me to know so desperately?
I have a lot of pain that I've suppressed over the years. And most of it has to do with my family.
Well, out of all the people in the world, why do you feel that I am the only one that can help you?
Because you're very wise and you deal with this kind of stuff all the time. I feel like I could trust you. I feel like I could trust you with everything that I've talked about, and you're not gonna hurt me like my parents have in the past. And I know you've got resources that can help me.
How do you feel knowing that your family is here, they're backstage, they're not listening to us right now, but they're very soon going to learn about your very... How do you feel knowing that your family is going to learn about your very strong, powerful urges to murder them?
I'm afraid of their judgment. I feel like I've been judged all of my life, but I just want them to know, and I want to be able to put this behind me and change and be the better person that I want to be one day.
How do you think they will respond when, I mean, some of the things that you've said to me about your fantasies, the things that you entertain in your mind and envision that you've written to me are very graphic. We'll talk about some of those things, but you've been very explicit about how you envision this happening. I'll just go through a summary of them. May 3rd, earlier I had an urge to go into Donna, my mother's room, and strangle her. On the 8th, you said, Mark Jr., your brother, is a complete and deserves to be brutally murdered with a knife to the throat or a gun to the head. On the 31st of May, I was tempted to choke her to death or maybe suffocate her with a pillow, I don't remember which, in her sleep. That same week, you said, I do have the urge to murder her, I just cannot let the monster win. When we were talking to you in preparation for today, you said, I hate my mother, I want to murder her, and I don't know why. I think about killing my mother every day. I have urges to kill my dad, Mark Sr., and brother, Mark Jr., as well as urges to kill strangers. A few months ago, my dad was on his computer and I was sitting behind him. I wanted to grab a knife, reach around, stab him in the throat. You've talked about pushing your mother down the stairs and then going down there and stomping her head in, and then sitting there for a full minute and laughing while she bleeds to death and dies. These are fantasies you have in your mind, visions that you entertain, correct?
Yes, and I've never been able to tell anybody about these because I don't want to end up in a, insane asylum or, into prison. I just don't want anybody to take it the wrong way. I want help, and I want to be a good person. I just feel like I'm a bad person right now.
Well, you say you don't want anybody. You say you don't want anybody to take it the wrong way. What is the right way? What's
by understanding that I don't want to be this monster. I want to get help and change and not be a bad person.
Right. How do you expect them to respond when they hear this? What do you think their reaction will be?
Afraid.
Is that what you...
I believe that my family will be afraid and they won't believe me. I would never lie about this kind of thing especially, so I just worry that they're not going to believe me and think that I'm just saying things to talk to you.
Do you want them to be afraid?
I do not want them to be afraid of me, no. I want to put this all behind me and grow stronger relationships with them. I just want a loving family again.
I feel like I've got a lot of anger. You would never know that I'm a very angry person because I keep it all bottled up inside of me.
Melissa has not really expressed anger towards me.
She's always been sweet, kind. She never expressed anger.
When I'm angry, I let out a deep growl. It sounds something like this. I'm afraid one day I may not be able to control my anger and I might hurt somebody or maybe even kill somebody.
I don't scoff at this. I take it very seriously. And when you tell me this kind of thing, I find it, I take it upon myself that I need to warn people that you're talking about. And I intend to do that very thing today. And when I look at this excerpts from your plot to escape, you said, tomorrow I will finally be free. I need to sneak out of the apartment with my backpack sometime between 7:30 and 8 without Donna seeing me. Then I will get an Uber to the airport. My plane will take off at 10:30. Once I get on the plane, I will finally allow myself to relax. Until then, I need to stay calm and act like everything is fine. I can't show my excitement, otherwise Donna will know something is up. I can't say goodbye. I can't tell her what I'm about to do because she would try to stop me. I will ignore all phone calls and texts. I have told her in the past that I would one day leave and never speak to her again, so she will know. I'm not exactly running away from Donna. I do want to get out of here out of fear that I will hurt her. Even if I hurt her emotionally, I won't have the chance to murder her. Now, a couple of questions. You say that you grew up, and at least until age 10, things went really well, and that you think you had a happy childhood. I find
Yes,
it
that is
interesting that
correct.
you refer to your mother as Donna and not as mother or mom or whatever. Tell me what that's about.
Last year in August, I decided to disown my mother and brother, and it was just, I had gotten so much anger pent up over the years, and I did not know how else to express it.
Did you refer to her as mother or mom or whatever up until that point?
I did, and I would even say I love you, just so she didn't think anything was weird or wrong. But eventually I did stop saying I love you to her, and that was around the time that I left.
And you did it because you wanted to distance yourself from her emotionally, disown her as a mother, so you just
Yes.
started calling her by the name you would call somebody in the world.
Yes,
You'd call
that is
somebody
correct.
at work or at the store or down the street. Just, hi, Donna, not hi, Mom. And it's because you said the hatred built up so much in your heart. So what is it that you hate her so much for? What do you hate about this woman?
My entire childhood, I was bullied at school for my weight. And when I started going to a private school where I didn't have any other classmates, she started bullying me, telling me I need to get off my fat ass and go exercise, and she would force me to walk with her, but she would always say, no, you're not gonna stop until I'm done. So I had to go based on her pace, so I hated exercise because of that.
Did she call you fat ass?
She would say, get off your fat ass, but she didn't say it directly. She would say things like, she would imply that I was fat and needed to lose weight, and it hurt.
You say that you hated your mom, Donna, because she took over for the bullies and would say, get off your fat ass and take a walk. Did she really say that to you? Did you imagine that, or did you assign that to her? Now, do not answer right away. Give it some thought. And before the break, you told me that you think that your mother said, get off your fat ass. Did she say it or didn't she?
I don't know. She said so many things that hurt me.
Besides the 393 emails Melissa sent, on May 4th, she also mailed me her diary. And the diary was really very interesting. And I'd like to take a closer look at some of the contents of some of the things that you had written. You're very active in your diary, which I think is a great thing to do. I think it can be really cathartic to write some of these things down. May I share some of these?
Of course. That's why I sent it to you.
On Monday, April 13th, you write, I don't value myself at all anymore. I've always felt that if I died tomorrow, nobody would even notice. Am I fixable or even worth fixing at this point? Do you feel that way?
I do. I am trying to tell myself that I deserve to be on this show and that I deserve help, but I do believe that I'm not worthy of anything good.
A few days later, on the 27th, you wrote, my sugar cravings have almost diminished completely, which I'm super surprised about. Now, don't get this excitement confused with self-confidence, please. I still hate myself and don't have confidence in myself to do anything great in life. So you're careful not to give yourself much credit for too much of anything, right?
Yes, that is correct. I feel like I don't deserve a good self-worth. I don't deserve to tell myself good things.
A few days later, you wrote, for a while, maybe 7 or 8 years, I've hated myself, not just the weight, but the fact that I'm ugly and have never been successful in anything I do. I'm weak, pathetic, and don't even feel like a human. I feel like a piece of trash, a waste of food, water, space, and breath. Watching Dr. Phil's videos give me hope that I can be saved. So you just feel like you're a waste of space.
I do, yes. But I don't want to feel that way forever. I really want help. I really want to have a good self-worth and be able to, go out and not just play video games all day, every day. I'd like to, make friends, have a life, and just be the person that I want to be one day. And that person is a really strong individual who can accomplish anything.
Okay, how does this link up with killing everybody that loves you? I don't see how those two connect.
I have a lot of anger, and I have this monster inside of me. It's kind of like inner demons, and it doesn't make sense to me, but he makes me want to hurt people. I really don't know how to describe it.
Well, so this monster's inside of you and says things to you to make you want to kill people, right?
Yes. So I feel like there's good inside of me and there's evil inside of me, and they're just fighting each other because I want to be good so bad and not murder anybody, but then I've got these urges and like compulsions that tell me, you've got to let out this anger somehow, do it. And I know that I shouldn't, which is why I'm able to control the monster very slightly. And I tell it things like, no, you're not going to hurt her, my mother. I tell it things like, don't do it.
What does the monster say that is the most scary to you? I want to hear from the monster. I want to hear what the monster says.
The monster says that I'm a worthless piece of crap and that I deserve death. I deserve everything bad, and that I should just become a serial killer and be in prison the rest of my life.
No, that's not what the monster says. You're editing the monster. What does the monster say to you?
That I'm in a lot of pain and that I should take it out on my parents. I don't really know.
So you don't have a monster talking to you. This is just you thinking.
My consciousness, yes. I don't have any voices that appear in my head. It's my own voice.
And when that ugly rage is gripping you, what does that sound like? What does that rage say? Because I've talked to people that have that rage, and that's not you, Melissa. So something's not clicking here. There's something you're not telling me.
I really don't know what it is then. I mean, I'm a very hurt person.
I don't doubt that. Let's talk about the morning after. Let's say you do it. Let's say you kill your parents. Let's say you kill your mother, you kill your father, you kill your brother. It's the morning after. They're all dead. You've done it. You came home in the middle of the night, you killed them all. And the next morning, you're sitting there's 3 dead bodies. And look, this is not going to be hard to solve, right? After this show, the cops are not going to have a hard time figuring out who did this. So you're going to be in custody in about 3.5 minutes. So let's talk about the morning after. So they're all dead. You've killed everybody that loves you. And you're now in a orange jumpsuit in jail, never going to see the blue sky, never going to take a breath of fresh air, never going to feel the sun on your face again. How does that help your cause?
I feel like it doesn't. I feel like I would regret everything. I would hate myself the rest of my life. And I would not be able to live with myself.
You say that there's a monster that's telling you to go cut their throats, shoot them in the head, and kill them all. Is the monster telling you that, or isn't he?
It is, but the monster could just be me. I don't know.
Could it just be you assigning that to your mother? Is she going to admit to telling you to get off your fat ass and get out there and exercise?
Yeah, it's possible that the monster is not really a monster and it's just me and it's just a bunch of built up anger. But that's why
It's still a problem.
I'm confused.
I mean, it's still a change-worthy problem. I don't care what you call it, whether it's monster, consciousness, whatever. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it so I can help you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the least judgmental person you're ever going to meet. I don't care what we call it. I just want to know what it is so I know where to start.
I've got dark secrets that I've been hiding for years.
How do you feel knowing that your family is here? They're going to learn about your very strong, powerful urges to murder them.
Next, Dr. Phil. Check your local listings.
Now, unfortunately, we're out of time today, and Melissa's parents still do not know her dark secret. Tune in tomorrow when Melissa confronts her family and for the first time reveals the vivid urges she's been having. How will they react to Melissa's confession and the real reason she moved 2,000 miles across the country? Trust me, you do not want to miss tomorrow's episode.
Tomorrow on Dr. Phil.
I want to kill people and I'm just so scared of myself. I'm a monster.
I think it's time that you be honest with your parents.
Mother, I had very strong urges to hurt you. I wanted to stab her in the throat. I told her very seriously that I wanted to do that. She thought I was joking.
She said she wanted to shove you down the stairs and then stomp on your head and laugh uncontrollably while you died.
That's tomorrow.
I want to thank all of my guests today. For more information about today's show, log on to drphil.com. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We talk about a lot of things there we don't talk about here. And today I spoke to Melissa about a secret she's been keeping. And speaking of secrets, don't forget to subscribe to Robin's podcast, I've Got a Secret, where she and her friends share personal stories and information never revealed before. Now, she talks to political pioneers and heroes such as former Secret Service agent Evie Pomporis and model and designer Camilla Alves McConaughey. And no topic is off limits. Thank you. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.
I've got dark secrets that I've been hiding for years.
How do you feel knowing that your family is here? They're going to learn about your very strong, powerful urges to murder them.
Next, Dr. Phil. Check your local listings.